We hear all kinds of crazy things about our friend silver, and gold for that matter too. All kinds of outlandish claims. Silver's going to $500. Silver's going to $100. Gold's going to $10,000. We heard them all, but there are also a few things we can say for sure right now about the markets for silver, for gold, for platinum and palladium for those matters as well. What we can say right now is that the market is very sensitive. I'm actually a very sensitive person, believe it or not. So be careful what you say in those comments below. But the market for gold and silver, I feel right now, is so sensitive, so fragile, that it wouldn't take a lot for it to break. And when it breaks, that means prices go higher. Let's talk about that right now. Hey, if you enjoy talking about this kind of stuff, right? Silver, gold, politics, geopolitical situations, silver, gold, you found yourself a home. You're always welcome here. If you enjoy my content, I'll put out a new video darn near every day. So you got a friend for life. You can subscribe right here. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell us about you. Tell us what you think. Tell us what things are like where you live. Your opinion and your facts do matter. Now let's get back to the video. And let's be real here for a few seconds. What do you say? I've been following this market for over 20 years, very, very closely. I have never seen conditions like we have right now. On a retail level, it is becoming harder and harder throughout the world. You guys are doing an awesome job sharing with me how all over the world, you're a common man, right? People like us, it's harder and harder to find any physical gold or silver. It's different conditions in different areas, but the overall trend is toward there being shortages. There's no other way to say it. And if you can find the metal, obviously you're paying massive, massive premiums. And on the wholesale level, that layer that exists between the retail coin shops and the mints and the smelters and the refiners, the wholesale level, we have shortages and delays as well. And more importantly, on the COMEX and the LBMA, the London Bullion, whatever it is, Marketers Association, those big markets where they trade all the paper products, there has been huge drawdowns in their vaults. That is closely followed. You can check it out on Reddit, Wall Street Silver. You can check it out on Twitter. There has been a major drain by big players of both gold and especially silver from the vaults of those major paper exchanges. And don't forget, they've got like hundreds of contracts on each real little physical ounce that they hold in their vaults to begin with. And we've got economic crisis going on all over the world, right? I don't know where you are, but I know in the US, we've got this strong, strong dollar and things are tough. Everyone else in the world is dealing with the fact that we have a strong dollar and their currency is disintegrating, making inflation skyrocket. It's creating all kinds of economic turmoil and all kinds of demand from people all over the world to move their money they do have left into something real that can help maintain value. That would be silver and gold. And I heard one of these gurus on the COMEX exchange, the big paper exchange here in the United States. He said that the vaults are draining because the big money players want their metal. They're done playing chicken, as he called it, with the COMEX. They want to make sure they actually get their metal now, these big, big money players, before everybody else wakes up and wants gold and silver, and there won't be any at that point. And eventually the herd will wake up and want to join us, right? Like we're a sliver of a sliver. We're 0.5% or less of the population. When they start to realize that stocks aren't any good, real estate's not any good, bonds aren't really good, the dollar's already shot through the roof, when the dollar reverses, they're going to have nowhere else to look but gold and silver. And what do you say we briefly touch on our good friends, the United States Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell? Hey, look, they're talking a big, tough game on inflation, right? Tough, tough, tough. I heard someone bring up a great point in that regard. So was the United Kingdom. And look what happened to them over the last few weeks. Their bond market blew up and they were quick to run in with a new form of quantitative easing because they can't have the system imploding. Print, print, print. Eventually, that's what the Fed will do. Remember, the Fed is always lying. They were lying a year ago when they promised you that inflation would get back to 2% in 2022. That didn't happen. They also said they weren't going to raise rates until maybe sometime in 2023. Well, we know what happened a lot sooner, right? So we just got to wonder, like, what's the Fed going to be doing 1 year from now? Look, it's not a stretch to think that they're not going to be doing what they say they're going to be doing, because past history has indicated to us that they almost never are right or follow through with what they say. They are cornered. They are behind the 8 ball. They have one of two options: either crash the economy or print more money. My money is on them printing more money eventually, because they don't want to crash everything. And the ultra wealthy that really ultimately control what goes on, they don't want everything to crash either. And finally, we need to recognize that there is a seismic shift going on in the world right now away from the US dollar. Saudi Arabia, Russia, China, all the BRICS nations, they are separating from the dollar. It's not an overnight process, but they are making solid moves. They're kind of fed up with the financial shenanigans, unfortunately, that our leaders in the United States decided to play. And guess what? Those countries love silver and gold. They want a new reserve currency based on real assets. That would include things like silver, gold, platinum, palladium, oil for that matter as well. When we look at the big picture, guys, when we look at what's going on, let's go back to the beginning. This is a very fragile market, right? A very sensitive market. It's kind of like when there was the toilet paper shortage, right? I mean, it didn't take a lot for the toilet paper to be completely gone, and it's a heck of a lot easier. I mean, well, I'm not a toilet paper expert, but I can imagine it's a heck of a lot easier to make more toilet paper than it is to make more silver. We know how hard it is for these silver miners to get silver out of the ground. Things could change quickly. Things could change overnight. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. Don't make any financial decisions, relationship decisions. Definitely don't decide to adopt a puppy based upon anything that I shared with you. But just my thoughts. I'll walk down this path with you. I'll be here every day. I'm going to look forward to seeing you next time.